Welcome to our annual Awards of Excellence Banquet. This is truly one of my favorite nights of the year, where we take opportunity with our trustees to honor, in this case, 10 truly outstanding individuals and their contributions to the university. So at this point, we want to get the evening started, and we want to thank our beautiful quartet here, Rebecca Willie, Nicole Walton on violin, Melanie Richards on viola, and Ching Yao Chang on cello. How about a round of applause for their music so far? And of course, you get to experience tonight the delights of our Culinary Arts Institute, and I understand that they are just back from dominating the Skills USA contest for the state of Utah, bringing home more top honors and awards than any other school in the state. So a round of applause for them. So please, bon appetit, enjoy the meal, and after a little bit here, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Steve Lund, will be up to be the MC for the evening and lead us through honoring these fantastic individuals. Thank you very much.
Well, we thank this fabulous string quartet for this that beautiful music. Let's give them a round of applause. This is just one example of the tremendous talent that is resident here at UVU. We thank you for your hard work and for your participation tonight. We hope you've also enjoyed the music being made out in the kitchen by the Culinary Arts Group. Let's give them a round of applause. What a great meal. This year, as we celebrate the accomplishments of 10 outstanding faculty and staff members, we reiterate our commitment to excellence as a university for our students, for our faculty, and for our staff. The video clip that we're about to see showcases the incredible heights that we have scaled together as a university over the past year.
Mount Timpanogos serves as a fitting backdrop for Utah Valley University's presidential seal, as well as the campus itself. Its majestic heights are a natural representation of the aspirations we have as an institution. In the past year, the university has scaled incredible heights and further established itself as a first-rate teaching university within our community. President Matthew S. Holland celebrated 5 years as president of the university last July by climbing Mount Timpanogos with a group of students and sharing some of the institution's successes with the community in his 5-year presidential report. Among those successes was the opening of the 244,000 square foot classroom building, which provides much-needed study and learning spaces for students, including more than 3,000 classroom seats per hour and a 1,000-seat auditorium. The Vivint Sales and Marketing Applied Research Test Lab recently opened at the Business Resource Center. The only facility of its kind in the western United States, the Smart Lab features cutting-edge technology and tools for marketing and sales research and training. Next month, the Student Life and Wellness Center will celebrate its first year as the campus's hotspot for recreation and fitness opportunities for the mind, body, and spirit. The Reflection Center, a space within the Student Life and Wellness Center created for the UVU community to gather for meditation, prayer, and reflection, opened in September to help promote interreligious understanding. The university effectively doubled its footprint in Utah County when it purchased 225 acres from Anderson Geneva Development in Vineyard, Utah. The land, which already houses 10 acres of intramural fields, will be transformed into an educational oasis used for future buildings and to help accommodate future growth. A historic $15.4 million has been raised for a new performing and visual arts building to be constructed on UVU's Orem campus. The new facility will provide public spaces for art exhibits, dance, music, and theater performances, and essential teaching, learning, and collaborative spaces. Throughout this institutional growth, UVU has remained committed to engaged learning and student success. The university recently renewed its Community Engagement Classification from the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching, which is awarded to colleges and universities that are proven to have an institutional focus on community engagement. And the university continues to add programs and degrees to meet student and community needs, including the new Cybersecurity Graduate Certificate, which will help meet increasing demand in Utah and Salt Lake counties, home to world leaders in internet security technologies. The best days and most impressive accomplishments are still ahead of us, but UVU has risen up to accommodate the educational and economic demands of our community and beyond, thanks to the champions of UVU and higher education. Tonight, we honor 10 individuals who give their all to the noble cause of providing an excellent education to UVU's growing student body.
We thank the studios and broadcast services for producing such a great video. We're indeed excited about the future of UVU and the role that we each play in guiding our university to new levels of excellence. It is our privilege as members of the Board of Trustees of Utah Valley University to recognize those who have distinguished themselves as outstanding scholars, mentors, and friends of the university by receiving the trustee and the presidential awards. We recognize your excellence, and we thank you for your dedication and commitment to the mission of UVU. You have each provided opportunities for students to achieve their goals and define success, which ultimately is the goal of everyone here in this room. This is your night, and we honor all of you. So with that, let me invite to the stage again President Holland, who will present the presidential awards to those 6 individuals that he has chosen to recognize for their roles in creating a serious, inclusive, and engaged environment at UVU. President Holland.
Thank you, Chairman Lund. The UVU Presidential Awards of Excellence are designed to honor individuals who represent the very best of this institution in terms of both our core themes and our administrative imperatives. There are just a handful of areas that we want to focus on as an institution, and there are a handful of practices that we want to emphasize in order to cultivate the very best output for this institution, for our students, the community, and the things that we do together. And I'm delighted that we have 6 individuals tonight who represent one or more of the core themes, or what we call also the administrative imperatives that complement the core themes. And so I will invite each Presidential Award winner up with his or her supervisor. They'll join me on the stage and as listed in the program. And for each winner, we'll have a short video, and then we will present the award to them. So it's my great honor to invite our first Presidential Award recipient, Margaret Bellon, if she will come forward, with Liz Childs.
Margaret is an amazing employee who has a technical mind with careful attention to detail. She could have found a career as a computer programmer, but lucky for us, life didn't take her down that pathway. Margaret has been helping students, staff, and faculty at UVU for 27 years. She has directed 3 new implementations of degree audit systems while maintaining all of her other duties as director of a large department with varied responsibilities. When we purchased the latest system, Margaret was not terribly excited to do this yet again, but after she saw the product and how much better it would be for both students and advisors, she said yes without hesitation. Whenever a new idea, process, product, or system is presented, Margaret's response is always, "We can do this." Her knowledge and expertise is well known across campus, and thus she serves on and chairs several committees that make recommendations and decisions to help students succeed. Every organization has an org chart with boxes and lines showing reporting structure. On paper, you see Margaret with a line to me, but in everyday life, you see my job easier because Margaret and I work alongside of each other. My professional and personal life have been enriched by knowing Margaret. Congratulations on a well-deserved award.
It's really a treat to have Margaret here, and you heard Liz's great tribute to her. I had the privilege of sitting with her children tonight at the dinner table, and she probably deserves this award for innovation in how she parented as well. I got the inside scoop about punishments for kids who've faked sickness and tried to get out of going to church, and all sorts of other strategies. And to be married to Laird Bellon for so long, there's a special award deserving that. So that's an inside joke for those of you that know Laird in our facility services. So we can only, well, I couldn't say we can only survive, but it's essential to our survival, but also to our success to have faculty, staff, everyone who works here trying to be thinking new, thinking creatively, thinking freshly, and that's what Margaret has done in all aspects of her job. We're immensely proud of you, Margaret. Thank you very much. You want us right now? Okay, thank you. Jim Condie, Mike Duffin, and Brett McKechnie, will you please join me on the stand? Jim is receiving the Presidential Award for Service to the Institution. He's joined by his supervisor, Mike Duffin, and Brett McKechnie, who is our PACE president this year.
As PACE president, I have the opportunity to work with many talented leaders who put time and effort into serving the staff of UVU. There has been no greater example of this service and leadership than Jim Condie. Jim organized and mobilized a campus-wide group of volunteers to turn the Wolverine Pride movement into what it is today, a well-oiled machine helping employees, students, and the entire UVU community learn what it means to bleed green. As you look around campus today, you see the results. Green UVU banners and flags in offices and hallways, UVU apparel replacing gear from other schools, and employees and students who feel they are more a part of UVU than ever before. Listen to the list of what Jim and his volunteers through their Wolverine Pride efforts have been able to accomplish. They developed the Wolverine Pride website. They made Wolverine Wednesday promotions available through dining services. They started the UVU Kids Club, which has signed up well over 1,000 kids who will grow up knowing that UVU is the place for them to go to school. And they created the Pledge campaign, boasting over 2,500 Wolverines who promise, as a UVU fan, I hereby pledge to wear UVU colors with honor, to support UVU events with enthusiasm, and to encourage others to do the same. It's an honor for me to congratulate Jim Condie for truly earning the Presidential Award of Excellence for Service.
Jim's a system specialist for IT automation and integration, and he does so much service just associated with that job in his division. But as Brett suggested, it's really for something that truly went above and beyond that he's being recognized for here tonight. The genesis of this was a little backyard barbecue that we had with some of our staff, which I try to do each year, and at the end we have this discussion about the university and a Q&A, and it's a fairly common question for folks to say, well, you know, President Holland, how can we, you know, what can we do to help? What's something that we need done on this campus? And we talked about this issue of pride and how do we build more esprit de corps and pride in the campus and see more UVU things in and around us on this campus. And so I threw that out there, and you know, this happens all the time, and you don't, frankly, always expect much to happen. But Jim stood up and said, we've got to do this, and I want to help. And so on top of his regular day job duties, he just grabbed this, and as Brett said, all you have to do is walk around the campus, and you see the transformation, you see the pennants, you see the T-shirts, you see the clubs, and this is the difference one man can do when he's committed to something that isn't necessarily an explicit part of his job description, but because he cares about the institution and he gives that extra service, he's made a monumental difference for us. So we're very grateful, Jim. Thank you very much. I'd now like to invite Kevin Dent and Eddie Sorensen to the stand. Kevin is receiving the Presidential Award for Efficiency and Effectiveness and is joined by his supervisor, Eddie Sorensen, Senior Director of Infrastructure Services.
Kevin Dent is someone who I've had an opportunity to work with for over 20 years. He's someone that I admire a lot. He is very deserving of this award. I feel privileged to be able to nominate him for this award. Kevin is someone who has a work ethic that is just outstanding. Few people that I work with actually have this type of a work ethic. He is someone that loves to solve problems. He thinks outside of the box, and he truly has empathy for his users, the people that he services, and tries to find a solution where there's a win-win for everybody. Kevin works for UVU in ways that few people understand or even would recognize. He recently finished up a project with the Capitol Reef Field Station where he would have to leave sometimes 4 or 5 in the morning to get down there and work all day long and not get home till midnight. These are some of the things that Kevin would be doing all the time. He gets called out to the campus whenever the power goes out, whenever there's an issue with the computer systems. Kevin is often one of the first people that's called. I'd like to thank Kevin for the example that he sets for me and for the chance that he's given me to work closely with him. I want him to know that he is a person that I admire and someone that I feel like that will always be there for me if I ever needed him to be. And I want to congratulate him on this award and wish him the very best and let him know that I, as well as many other people in IT, feel like he's very deserving, and once again we congratulate him.
Kevin is a telecommunications engineer for IT services, and he's especially known on this campus for managing these very large and technical projects. Of course, I know him because by virtue of having an on-campus house, he's also the guy that comes to show me how the remote control on my TV works. So he can do large and he can do small, and I've personally benefited from him. He is a master of efficiency. It starts by, he's a man of few words. He comes in and just says, just turn it on, Matt, and then he leaves, and it works. And so many people, individuals and departments have benefited from his efficiency, and that's again one of the great needs we have at UVU. We have to be so efficient with our resources, which are limited, and so with his leadership it makes a tremendous difference. We're very grateful, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you. Will Rodane Esme and Anthony Romrell and Thor Anderson please join me now on the stage? Rodane is receiving the Presidential Award for Teaching and is joined by his chair, Thor Anderson, and colleague in the Digital Media Department, Anthony Romrell, both associate professors of digital media.
What qualifies Rodane as a teacher is the fact that he's so patient and so kind to the students. You can just tell he loves to teach. He loves what he's doing. When I first started here, Rodane and I worked together teaching, of course, animation classes, and we had, by just minutes, missed a deadline. And Rodane encouraged the student to keep on track. The deadline that we had missed was just 30 minutes missing FedEx, and it needed to be overnighted, and there was no way to get it there. And Rodane calmly said that, you know what, we're okay, we're gonna be okay. In the end, it was Rodane's kindness to that student that I believe made the student do something really bold and crazy. And that student, his name is Aaron Mann, he drove all the way to Nebraska to deliver that animation piece to the Student Academy Awards. He kept encouraging the student, and man, that student turned around and did something completely outstanding and amazing. And Rodain continues to do that. Just this year, our animators, juniors and seniors usually put out a 2-minute film or sometimes a little longer. He this year turned around and had his sophomores produce a 2-minute film in collaboration with the music department. So that's the reason why, that and many other reasons is why I believe that Rodain Esme has earned this award, and I'm grateful for him, and I hope to continue to teach with him for the coming years.
Rodain is a professor of digital media and has received numerous awards, actually, for his teaching excellence. And this, of course, goes to the heart of what this institution is. We are, by definition and by aspiration, an undergraduate teaching institution. And so it's vital that we recognize and award outstanding teaching contributions, which certainly is what is true of Rodain and the kind of teaching that he does. Just today, just this very day, I was calling on a very accomplished young CEO of a company here in town, Qualtrics. It's one of the fastest growing and influential institutions, business institutions in this valley and across the nation. Our own trustee, Duff Thompson, serves as the chair of that board. And we were talking about the university, and he was talking about the rise of UVU and single out a couple of departments that he said when we have a go-to need in an area, he said, for instance, digital media. Our sense and the word on the street is that when you need help in digital media, you go to UVU. And that has a lot to do with these men on the stage, and Rodain in particular tonight. So I pay tribute to you, Rodain, for loving the students, loving this teaching enterprise, and doing such a great job with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Will Dr. Suzanne Walther, Danny Horns, and Mike Bunz please join me on the stand? Dr. Walther is receiving the Presidential Award for Engagement and is joined by the Associate Dean of Science and Health, Danny Horns, and her department chair, Dr. Mike Bunz.
It is a real pleasure for me to introduce Dr. Susanna Walter as this year's recipient of the Presidential Excellence Award for Engagement. Dr. Walter's contributions to UVU, its students, and the greater community warrant recognition, and I cannot think of a more deserving recipient of this award. Dr. Walter is passionate that her job as an educator requires truly engaging her students in their education and their communities, and engaging herself in all aspects of creating opportunities for her students. Dr. Walter's work towards that end is impressive indeed. In the classroom, Dr. Walter has developed 4 new classes in the 4 years that she has been at UVU, and thereby has created new and important opportunities for our students. She has also played a key role in establishing new degree programs in geography, again, providing opportunities for students. In addition, all her upper division students complete and present research projects in which they work on solving problems relevant to the community. These projects, which have ranged from mapping buildings at risk to earthquake damage, to plotting escape areas for the coming zombie apocalypse, have engaged students in their educations and produced meaningful results. Outside the classroom, Dr. Walter has gone far beyond the call of duty as well. She is the Utah Valley GIS Day site organizer, This is a huge event that draws hundreds of young K-12 students onto campus and exposes them to the uses and wonders of modern geographic information systems, mentoring a number of students in research into processes of river systems, and help them present their work at professional conferences. Wow, what a list! Susanna, you are a shining example of a dedicated educator, and it is a real privilege to work with you. Congratulations on a job well done.
Dr. Walter is a fluviogeomorphologist. Every community needs one. One of the great questions I think people sometimes have about this mission of ours is, can you do serious and engaged at the same time? Can you really push yourself academically in terms of staying connected with your disciplines and being engaged in research activity, and still have the time and the energy and the commitment to involve the undergraduate students in actually doing the stuff that you're researching about and studying? And she has done that in droves. And some of the more persuasive comments about her to warrant this award came not from her colleagues, but from the students whose lives and whose educational path has been transformed by her willingness to create these highly engaged, highly practical and applied connections to the things that they're studying. It is the essence of what we're trying to have happen all across this campus with our curriculum. Dr. Walter, we're very grateful for your commitment to engaged learning at UVU. Dr. Russell Warney and Chris Doty, please join me on the stand. This is the award for scholarship, and Dr. Doty is our chair.
The best part of being a department chair is receiving the opportunity to celebrate the wonderful work that our faculty members do. Such is the case with Dr. Russell Warren. Russ joined the Behavioral Science Department in fall of 2011. Since his arrival, he has worked to diligently become a strong member of the faculty. He immediately launched an aggressive research agenda that he has consistently maintained. Russ routinely conducts research with his students, many of whom publish or present with him. They often take the lessons learned from his mentorship into their graduate training programs. Russ is an incredible teacher. He is rigorous and teaches difficult research courses in our department that others shy away from. Although most students give lower ratings to faculty who teach statistics and research methods, Dr. Warren's SRIs are among the highest in our department. Students who really want to learn difficult research material and statistical techniques routinely flock to his classes, knowing they will be challenged and motivated to learn. Russ is very collegial, and he gets along well with other faculty members. He is a straight shooter. You can always count on getting an honest opinion from him. That is one of the traits his colleagues value most about him. But he also has an incredible sense of humor. I can honestly say that I have more anonymous funny quotes posted on my Facebook page that are attributed to him than to anyone else. But seriously, Russ Warren is a valued colleague, a great teacher and mentor, and a strong researcher. He is very deserving of the Presidential Award of Excellence in Scholarship, and I am thrilled for him. Congratulations, Russ.
Just to give you a sense for what the level of productivity of Dr. Warren's scholarship, just this last year alone, he had 9 manuscripts accepted for publication. For anybody who's worked in academia, just to get 1 or 2 in a year is a significant accomplishment. And he's had 9 accepted, and 4 of those he co-authored with undergraduate researchers, which was especially impressive to me, again, given our focus on undergraduate engaged learning. And these submissions were accepted at some of the most prestigious journals in educational psychology. We're truly impressed and truly grateful for your service to UVU and the Academy. Thank you, Dr. Warren. Well, thank you to all 6 of our winners. I will just take this liberty to say these are hard decisions. We have such a talented faculty and staff, and we wish that we could do more. There's certainly more people who are deserving out there, but we do want to keep these recognitions special. And these 6 truly did distinguish themselves this year and over the course of their time here at UVU. Please join me. One more round of applause for all 6.
As you've learned, there are 2 categories of awards that are being given out tonight. The first, the presidential awards that President Holland has selected and just given out. The second category are the trustee awards. The Board of Trustees have gone through dozens and dozens of recommendations from across campus and come up with these 4 awards to be presented tonight. And so to help me to hand out those awards, let me invite President Holland to come back to the stand. Also, we have with us Elaine Dalton, Duff Thompson, Karen Acerson, and Terry Schumacher, who were also here to help to grant these awards. So we will ask them as we go through the program. There will be a short video presentation given about each of these recipients, and then we'll invite them as their names are presented to come forward and join President Holland and I to provide these awards to these recipients. So let us begin by inviting Liz Childs and Trustee Dalton to join us on the stand. Liz is the Senior Director of Enrollment Management. Liz and Elaine.
It is an honor to present Liz Childs for the Board of Trustees Award. Liz has worked for UVU since 1987. She was a key stakeholder in the success of the transition to the Banner Student Module in 2005. Additionally, she provided leadership and training to other Utah institutions who were also transitioning to the Banner system. USU, Weber, SUU, Dixie, Snow, and CEU. Liz provided outstanding leadership in implementing a one-stop on the UVU campus. This concept brought together admissions, registrations, record, graduations, instant info, the call center, financial aid, and cashiering to one area where 80% of the questions can be answered for students. Other institutions have visited the One Stop in an effort to learn how to implement this program on their own campuses. Liz has presented the One Stop concept at national and international conferences. Liz is not a leader who seeks attention, and she is rarely in the spotlight, nor does she seek it. She's behind the scenes creating processes that affect all areas of student success and support. Without her leadership, many of the system designs would not be as student-friendly. Thank you, Liz, for all you do. You are exceptional.
Well, Liz, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the university, we add our gratitude and our commendation for your accomplishments. And we know that it is largely possible only because of a lot of hard work and also your dedication to President Holland's core themes, one of which is student success. And so we thank you for working on One Track and also on the Wolverine, or One Stop, and then also on the Wolverine track, because these things do expedite the students' experience here and help with their success. And we know that this is largely driven by your desire to help to help individual students. So thank you. We congratulate you tonight.
Thank you, Liz. We're grateful for your passion and for your commitment to excellence here on this campus. Michael Francis and Duff Thompson, will you please join us on the stand? Mike is the Associate Vice President of Finance, and has provided a pattern for leadership and expertise to the university's finance division for 25 years.
I nominated Mike Francis for the Trustee Award of Excellence because of the tremendous guidance and leadership he has provided to me personally, and because of the invaluable contributions he has made to the university over the past 30 years. Mike hired me as a junior accountant 10 years ago. In that time, he has served as a trusted mentor. He has shown me the importance of giving your employees ownership and accountability in their positions. I credit his lofty expectations and constant encouragement for much of the personal and professional success I enjoy in my own life. When Mike was hired as the controller for the university 30 years ago, all of the accountants had either quit or been fired. The monthly bank reconciliations hadn't been completed for 18 months. The books hadn't been closed for over 2 years. With only a columnar pad and a 10 key, Mike cleaned up a horrendous accounting mess, hired a professional and reliable staff, and put the university on the track to be the best managed and most efficient institution of higher education in the Utah system. Mike is truly one of the pillars upon which this great institution is built. It is my great honor to nominate him for this prestigious award.
Mike Francis has been here at Utah Valley University for the past 30 years. When he started here, when it was Utah Technical College, he came in as the controller. When he started at Utah Valley, they were doing the accounting at the university with pencil and paper. And so that just shows you how far we've come since Mike has been at Utah Valley University. He's really developed a professional team who's managed the finances at Utah Valley. He's made sure that we don't have any management letters. When people come in to do our audits here, we know that we're going to have a first-rate product because of the team that Mike has developed here at Utah Valley University. We have over 7 CPAs at Utah Valley University. Now that just shows the level of professionalism, the way that we have developed the university and really have developed our own CPA firm here to make sure that we're taking care of the resources that we have. I just want to say thanks, Mike. We appreciate all that you've done. This is a recognition of that professionalism, that stabilization, and that leadership that you provided here at Utah Valley University.
I've been asked to serve on the audit committee for the university as the trustee member. And listening to those horror stories of the fact that when Mike got here, it was at a time of utter chaos. And to see what has happened over the ensuing 25 years, to see the systems in place, the professionalism with which he and his team do their job, it's a remarkable, remarkable transformation. UVU has grown up in so many ways, but one of the ways that it's grown up is its systems and its practices are outstanding and excellent. We have the duty to report to the Board of Regents each year on the accounting practices and the status of the university, and it is the service of people like Mike Francis and the long years of service and systems that they've put in place that makes it possible for us to get through those audits with flying colors. I want to say thank you to Mike. I would not be serving on the audit committee if you weren't there. I can tell you that. So I am grateful for that. I also was told, and I just have to take 1 second here. I hope this doesn't embarrass you. I understand that there's a Nooners basketball league here. And someone said to mention that Vince Minor is still running, whatever that means. That might be a little bit of an inside joke, but apparently Mike is a heck of a basketball player, and he's apparently pretty competitive too. So thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Your influence here will be felt for many, many years to come. Tony Harris and Karen Acerson, will you please come and join us on the stage? Tony is the Assistant Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Services.
pleasure to work with Tony Harris for the past 8 years, and I am very excited that the Utah Valley University Board of Trustees has recognized her accomplishments with an award of excellence. Tony is our assistant dean for, well, just about everything. She brings a unique mix of skills to her job. She has the ability to see the big picture, but also has a real gift for managing the details. Much of Tony's effort goes into planning and conducting college-level events. If you have ever attended any of our big events, such as our Autism or Addiction Conference, you have seen Tony's skills at work. In fact, our events are so well organized that I often worry about attendees from other organizations stealing her away. Tony also works with our Community Relations Board and helps coordinate the work of our advisors. She also manages the scholarship operations for the college and works with our student leaders. Her commitment to UVU's core theme of student success permeates all that she does. Tony is a critical member of our team in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Her efforts have contributed to much of our success. I look forward to continuing to work with her.
I was very impressed as I was reading through the applications and came across Tony's. I thought, you know, this woman has heart. I saw it as I saw her community engagement, some of the things that she does for our students in scholarship, making sure that there are good paths for the advisors that she's in charge of, and especially for her work in conferences. We've seen that she has overseen conferences on autism, ADHD, with other mental health issues, and for addictions and so forth. She really has represented this university well with heart, and we recognize you and commend you for all of the work that you've done to make UVU what it is. Thank you to Tony Harris.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Tony, for being the assistant vice president of everything. That's quite an accomplishment. We'd now like to invite Heath Ogden and Terry Shoemaker to join me on the stage. Heath Ogden is an associate professor of biology.
As Department Chair for Biology, it gives me great pleasure to be able to congratulate Dr. Heath Ogden as the recipient of this year's Trustees Award for Teaching Excellence at Utah Valley University. UVU's designation by the Carnegie Foundation as a community-engaged institution stresses the importance of both academic and applied learning as well as community involvement. Dr. Ogden is a stellar example of a faculty who reflects this new type of active approach to higher learning. In biology, we realize that the best teaching is informed by research. Dr. Ogden has mentored over 40 students in significant undergraduate research, and fully 3/4 of them have presented their findings at regional or national meetings. While last year's enrollments were combined, Dr. Ogden's large section biology, his distance education section of general biology, his upper division biology courses, and his mentored research. In 1 year, Dr. Ogden had managed to teach a staggering 1,150 students about various aspects of biology for UVU. As is said in many infomercials, wait, that's not all. Dr. Ogden was tapped to lead the course design team for Utah System of Higher Education's statewide initiative to create a technology-intensive concurrent enrollment, or TICE, course in biology. The TICE biology course is finishing its pilot year and is set to become one of the jewels in the crown of USHE's TICE offerings. By providing UVU students academic instruction and applied learning through undergraduate research opportunities, by serving our larger community through distance education courses, by serving the state of Utah through directing the TICE biology course, and by serving the scientific community through helping to elucidate the evolution of flight in winged insects, Dr. Ogden shows himself to be an outstanding example of the kind of dynamic faculty we all wish to have representing UVU. Congratulations, Heath. Well deserved.
Well, it's a real privilege for me to talk a little bit about Heath. As trustees, we get a chance to review these applications, and they're impressive, all of them. And certainly Dr. Ogden's is obviously one that's sitting right up here at the top of that list. That's why we're honoring him tonight. I was thinking to him, as I live in Wasatch County, there's plenty of winged insects I'd like you to take care of, and maybe we could talk about that afterwards. When you think about the role of science and biology in our world today, there's a lot we could talk about, but in our world today, the interaction of our environment with the animals and plants and the biology of what takes place in the world today is significant in our lives and impacts us in many dramatic ways, and we could go on talking about what that is. But the fact that Dr. Ogden teaches so many students in so many different ways, heavily involved in this special course, this TICE course, which is a special way that the Board of Regents are trying to get students all across the state who may not have access to the same kinds of opportunities we have sitting right here at this university in places all over. That kind of opportunity and that kind of options that are significant for people everywhere are important. And what we want to recognize, Dr. Ogden, is his ability to be able to meet the needs of those individuals well, as significant as the numbers are, and you heard those numbers in the presentation here tonight. That's not easy to do. And to do it well takes a special person, a great, dedicated scientist. And with that, also, we want to congratulate him on his academic work, his work in the fields of emphasis that he has, too. So with that in mind, the fact that we could all benefit from better biology in our lives, whether it be cancer research, whether it be dealing with genome research and looking at ways in which genetics plays into biological roles in our lives, we all need to have this research move forward because it's making a significant difference in the world. And for that, I am personally grateful, and as part of the Board of Trustees, we congratulate Dr. Ogden on his significant work and want him to know how grateful we are and honor him as a trustee award this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you, Dr. Ogden and Terry. With these tremendous scientists here, I wish that we had time tonight to perhaps explore the intersection of alluvial morphology and winged insect transmission, but we'll have to do that probably another night. We are so impressed with these award recipients, grateful to them for the sacrifices they make as they have gone about pouring their lives into this institution and into these young people who they serve here. We, as we've gone through this process, have come to know many, many dozens of faculty and staff here on campus who are of this quality. So again, we congratulate these recipients and glory in the wonders of this place of learning. Thank you.